Like we're live in this mofo. Got no viewers, but you know what? I know it'd be better to do these at night. Probably get a decent viewership when people are done doing what they gotta do during the day, but I got Rocket League I want to watch, the competitive season, pro season. It's on week 3. And then at night, I like to get some gaming and stuff in, even though I'll be playing a game today. So this is titled The Juice Adventures. Last one I did was Xenoblade Chronicles X. But this one's going to be more of a rant / juice opinions while I'm playing Breath of the Wild. So let's get to my last save file. And what I want to talk about today, I want to cover, I don't know if this will be the last time. I want to say it'll be the last time, but Ms. T's video got me thinking. Like, I got to address the Wii U ports on Switch one more time. And I got some different angles than I've had before. I'm going to repeat a lot of shit I've said before, but I just can't believe people are finding any way to defend this. So I'm going to bring up all the usual defenses people use and drop the mic on their ass like Ms. T, his video said. And it's just like, I'll get into that. But the other thing I want to talk about is the potential for the Switch's life cycle to be like super long. I was listening back to an older podcast from, I think it was before we did our Game of the Decade and Game of the Year. And I said, we'll talk about the life cycle of the Switch on the next podcast, and I forgot all about it. And I want to talk about how I don't think the Switch could do 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, any of that. I think that's just ridiculous to ask of this device without some kind of major revision. But and then anything else that pops into my head, we'll discuss. But what I'm basically going to do is just try to find some Korok seeds. This is my main first playthrough. As you can see, I have a lot of weapon slots. I have a lot of bow slots. I have a lot of shield slots. Look at my clothing. Look how many pages of clothing I have. This is like, it's so strange to come back to the save file and have this much damn clothing. So let's see. What do I want to equip? So yeah, if you're watching, feel free to say something in the chat so I know who's watching, know my audience. I might be talking about you. Somebody who said something in the past, or maybe I've never even said anything, but I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm playing Breath of the Wild for a reason too, and that's like when Nintendo Switch gets mentioned, Breath of the Wild is the first game I think of. And for me, the fact that this is a Wii U game, and that's the first game I think of when playing the successor to the Wii U, that's not a major problem, but that's very telling. Where's this damn Korok seed at? And I know we've had cross-gen games, especially Zelda games with Twilight Princess. But the Wii separated itself from the GameCube. Yeah, Twilight Princess might be the reason you bought a Wii. But, where the hell is this thing at? Wii Sports stands out to a lot of people. Skyward Sword, it didn't sell nearly as well, but a lot of people associate, you talk Skyward Sword and you immediately think, the Wii, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Oh, there it is. Those games made you think, when you said the Wii, those are the types of games you thought of. When it comes to the Switch, I think a lot of people think of Breath of the Wild. I think there's a lot of casuals that will say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and you, who cares, really about the legacy of a system, but it's just the baseline of this discussion. And Ms. T said it, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they added a lot more content, I think, than we even remembered, and people give credit to you know, for how much they actually added. But really, when it came down to it, we didn't expect that to be the rule. You know, we didn't expect Wii U ports to be the rule. We thought it'd be the exception. You know, like, oh, yeah, I'll buy one. You know, it's early, and I could see, you know, just trying to fill out the first year lineup, whatever. I didn't think they would start relying on it. But the big question I have, and every time this comes up, I see the same argument. Well, not a lot of people had the Wii U. You know, the Wii U was a dead console. These great games are stuck on the Wii U. And my response to that is, how many times do I gotta say? It's not the ports themselves. It's that Nintendo's charging full price. I have yet to see somebody justify, give me a good defense to justify $60 for a Wii U game that's running at a higher resolution in some games, most games, I guess. Bayonetta 2's not. It runs at a better average frame rate, but you're not getting massive additions. What's up, Laker Link? You know, Hyrule Warriors is an example of one that I'd probably let pass because it has all the 3DS content. But at the same time, you could say, well, they already released the game twice. You know, now they're releasing it for a third time. And then my biggest thing I look at, we just had Bayonetta 1 and the Vanquish double pack get released for PS4, Xbox One, and I believe PC. It might not even been PC. Those games are already on PC, but it was like the 10th anniversary collection. So you're getting two games. That's from Sega. They're publishing it. Vanquish sold like crap, so there you got a lot of people saying that these Wii U games didn't sell great. Vanquish sold like crap. Bayonetta 1, I mean, I guess overall, with all the different versions, you know, it's probably done close to 2 million, but still, a lot of people would say it deserved more. They put out a double pack, $40. Bayonetta runs at a lock 60. It never drops below 60 on any platform, and you get, you know, 1080p on the standard consoles. You get 1440p. Which looks really nice on a 4K TV on the enhanced consoles. $40. You know, no new content, but there's an example of that. You get Dark Souls Remastered. I believe doesn't 2K publish Dark Souls? One of the, you know, somewhat greedy company. $40 come out. They actually, PS4, Xbox One version actually had quite a bit of work. The Switch version was kind of a straight port, but, you know, $40. You have Activision doing full-on almost ground-up remakes. They copied Spyro and Crash, the team that made that. They just copied what was there, but with, you know, new visuals, new graphics engine, and it's a trilogy for $40. So you got two times we did that. Then they did Crash Team Racing. It's a single game, but $40, even though they had a bunch of microtransaction season pass bullshit that kind of ruined that game. But it was still, if you played it offline, it was still a full game, full remake, $40. Oh, there was another one I was gonna... Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, they took the base game, they added a brand new graphics engine, one of the best looking games on the PS4. Comes out $40. And a lot of people don't remember, The Last of Us Remastered came out a year after the original. They added the Left Behind DLC, which was like $15 or $20 DLC. And they were going to charge $60, but guess what? Sony fans were like, nah, Sony. We ain't paying, we just bought this game. We ain't paying $60. They dropped the price to $50 at launch with a 60 frames per second option. The game was originally 30. So nice improvement. And I played it on PS4 Pro. I play it at 1080p 60 instead of 4K 30. It runs at native 4K, and I'm playing it at 1080 because the 60 frames per second really does improve the experience. So they listened to fan, and they dropped it to 50. That was only a year-old game, and then since then it's gotten quite a few drops. Okay, so someone told me that anytime there's 3 trees in a line, it's a Korok. So I'm gonna try this. Nice. I've never done that style one before other than the cactus one I uploaded. So I'm just trying to find Korok seeds, but what game was I just talking about? Shit. I was talking about Shadow. Last of Us, yeah, they put out 40, then it got price drops. God of War 3 come out on PS4. I don't know if it was 20 or 40. It was definitely low price. And that, I mean, that's just some examples. So I'm just like, you can't say Nintendo games hold their value. How many Korok seeds? It's like, I think I got like 350 at this point. I'm gonna try to get to 400 on this save file. But shit. What was I just saying? Oh, well, Nintendo games hold their value. But Mario, New Super Mario Bros. U, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker were all Wii U select titles. They were all $20. So you can't say they hold their value when they drop to $20. How do I want to handle these guys? Oh, fuck it. Come get some. They didn't. They're too smart. Come on, bros. Come on. You want some? Wow. Okay. Wow. A few too many. It's gonna be hard to Damn. This guy's got some reach. Get him. I got the Master Sword with the trial thing. So it's fully charged. Get wrecked. But anyway, you got these Nintendo Select titles. And then they just put the game out on Switch. I don't give a shit what you say. Tropical Freeze added the Funky Kong mode. That ain't worth putting the price back up $40, especially when the game launched at $50. Now you're charged at $60. So I'm just curious, anybody watching this, if you're just one of those defending Wii U ports at all costs people, how do you defend the price? It's not just the other companies, which I gave you. Sega, Activision, 2K, and I mean, there's Sony. If those companies aren't doing it, how are you okay with, as a Nintendo fan, with Nintendo doing it? That's just what I want to know. It just doesn't make any sense. Everyone else basically understands that you put out an old game. I mean, some of these games are 6 years old. They've been $20 for 3-4 years, and then you just put out the same game and it's $60. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how you defend that. I don't understand how. I mean, even if you're indifferent, I don't even want to accept that. Like, maybe you're just like a huge, maybe Smash Brothers is your main franchise, and you got you got a sequel, so you're happy. Or Xenoblade is your favorite franchise, you got a sequel and you're happy. 3D Mario games are your very favorite Nintendo franchise, you got a sequel, you're happy. I'll read that in a second. But it just, how are you, even if you're not going to buy them, how are you happy with a company you love trying to take advantage of consumers like that? Like, I just can't roll with that. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, I'm not buying them, but at the same time, I can't help but think less of the company that I loved, that I supported since 1992 with my money. I can't help but feel like a little bit upset about it. Like, and I mean, yeah, you don't care, I guess. Whatever. It's not like I gonna be mad at you, but I find it like I can't honestly respect that opinion when you just look at everything else. It's just putting your head in the sand and saying I'm fine with it. You know, maybe you got the game you wanted, but you know, yeah, I got some games I want. I got Odyssey, and it, you know, we didn't get a port of a 3D Mario game. Oh, these guys are stupid. Oh, I never fought this one? Wow. I mean, 300 hours in the game, I've never fought this in a little bit easy now, but let's see. I think I had room for... Got so many items. Yeah, let's get rid of this thing. This game is just so fucking good. And I mean, I know you guys, I know Clocked ain't gonna want to hear this. I got about 11 hours in on the emulated version on PC. And so far, one of my favorite, it's technically a mod, is it removes this haziness. Like, I had noticed it on my second playthrough. I don't know if they added more since the game launched. But, you know, yeah, it's not a crystal clear blue sky. But just toggling off or reducing the haziness, like, makes this game look like even more beautiful. And it's just weird to me that they chose to have it on. I'm thinking it's for performance reasons, and that's why I think it got worse since launch. Is it just helps, you know, it's not having to render so much detail. But that is the biggest thing I've noticed coming back to this version. Is just that haziness. And maybe once the sky clears up. I mean, I wonder if I even took a picture of this damn bird. Nope. Doing things for the first time. That's the same one. I'm gonna replace it though. But anyway, getting back. I mean, I just don't know how you can defend these Wii U ports at full price. I mean, yeah, their existence is a whole nother discussion, but the fact that Nintendo just continually overcharging for them is just boggling to me. I mean, Bayonetta 1 and 2 is $60 right now. You get Bayonetta 1 and Vanquish with a greater upgrades for $40. I keep hitting that to run. It just looks, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. It's at this point, with how well the Switch is selling, they don't have to worry about another Wii U here. They're safe. The thing's selling like hotcakes. They don't have to worry. This isn't going to be another Wii U, so why continue to try to take advantage of customers? I just don't understand it.
The root's protection is now ready to roll.
It just doesn't sit right. But yeah, watch Mr. T's video. You know, he said kind of the same thing. And it's just, there's so many now. That's the other. Yeah, I said that it's a different topic, but you start out. We knew Mario Kart 8 was coming. Fine. We knew Pokken Tournament. All right, you know, whatever. That's kind of a niche game. And then it's like, oh yeah, Bayonetta 1 and 2. Okay, you know, Bayonetta 1 is digital only, so that kind of ruined it. But Bayonetta 3 is coming out, so I was like, okay, that's cool. Then they announced Tropical Freeze. Then they announced Hyrule Warriors. Then they announced Captain Toad. Then they announced New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Then they announced Tokyo Mirage Sessions. And then Emily Rogers is saying there's 2 more coming this year. Like, are you fucking serious with that shit? Like I said in the beginning, when somebody says we, do you think Pikmin 1 and 2, whatever the new control, whatever they're called, do you think Twilight Princess? Maybe you do, but the Wii had so many of its own games. And right now, Like, the Switch has Mario Odyssey, ARMS, Luigi's Mansion 3, and then for the Pokemon fans, you got, you know, you got a new mainline Pokemon, whether you are happy with it or not. But that's not a lot of... What the hell is that? That's not a lot of distinguishing games for a platform that's been out 3 years. And, like, I didn't even touch upon, you know, what Ms. T and Clocked have been, and others have been talked about. How many games did the GameCube have in the first 3 years from Nintendo? The Wii U, for Christ's sakes. What's up, Fiji? If you talk about exclusives that aren't on other systems, aren't ports and stuff, the Wii U's lineup in the first 3 years stacks up. I think it's got more games. It definitely has more quality games than the Switch has. That's unacceptable. I mean, people talk about the Wii U droughts all the time, mostly because it didn't have all the third-party games to fill it in. It didn't have ports to fill in the library. But if you look at just new games, exclusive games, you know, you had New Super Mario Brothers U, you had... Ignoring the number... I'm just talking about the standout titles, not just all the titles. Like the standout games right now. I think Luigi's Mansion, Odyssey are the top two. Pokemon fans would say Sword and Shield. There's more games. But let's talk about New Super Mario Bros. U. You had Nintendo Land. Then it was a long drought, no doubt about it. And you got Pikmin 3. 3D World. I mean, Wind Waker was a HD remaster. But I ain't counting that. So it was a rough first year. But then you get Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. You get Mario Kart 8. You got Hyrule Warriors. You got Smash Brothers for Wii U. You have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Then you got Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Yoshi's Woolly World. Splatoon. Fatal Frame 5. Mario Maker. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, I don't have it written down how many that is. You know, Switch. You got Snipper Clips, I guess, and 1-2 Switch, if you want to count. Snipper Clips was kind of it was published by Nintendo. We got ARMS. Got Fire Emblem Warriors, which is, I mean, a decent game. Mario Odyssey. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Great first year. You know, you get Kirby Star Allies. Mario Tennis Aces. And Super Mario Party. None of which are, like, many people were talking about. You could say the same for Rainbow's Curse, so not too many people were excited about that. But, and then you get Smash Ultimate. Thank God. Otherwise, 2018 would have been absolutely worthless without Smash. Then they follow that up with, and that was the year with all the ports, and then they follow that up with Yoshi's Crafted World, which is just not, it's a pretty forgettable game. It's not up to the standard set by Woolly World. And then, let's see. It started getting pretty good after that. But, what do we got? We had... Oh, I forgot Splatoon 2 also. For the first year. So, first year was banging. No question about it. Year 2, not banging. Pretty shitty. What else did we get? With Mario Maker 2, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon, and then Animal Crossing will be just after 3 years. So I mean, it's not. I'd say that's pretty close, even. I'd say it's pretty even overall. But how many people were complaining about the Wii U first 3 years and all the droughts? But somehow, you know, it's okay for the Switch, because why? Well, the Switch has a bunch of indie games, has a bunch of ports to fill out the library, and So it's forgotten. It's forgiven. And the Wii U's popular. And you can play the games on the go. So I guess it's all forgiven. But anyway. Let's talk about this, the Switch's life cycle. I think this is going to be... I said Fire Emblem Warriors. If Nintendo had more new titles for Switch and still had Wii U ports for full price, would you still feel the same way? Yeah, about the price of the ports. I just think that's whether you have games or you don't have games. When the industry is setting a standard that remasters and even full remakes are $40, even for multiple games, I probably wouldn't be as upset about it. But and even the new games, like, I mean, yeah, the Wii U's weren't all bangers, weren't all amazing, but when you look at Kirby Star Allies, Super Mario Maker, Crafted World, and even Mario Tennis Aces, you know, it's like, these are pretty low-end titles from Nintendo standards. You know, these aren't anything, you know, people will be talking about years later for the Switch. You know, like, pretty much throwaway titles for the most part. You know, unless you, like, everyone says, oh, Kirby's for kids, Yoshi's, you know, for younger audiences. That's fine. But, like, those were your big first half of the year games 2 years in a row, Kirby and Yoshi, and neither were amazing. Yeah, they had Labo, but come on, let's be real. Like, Labo was just such a... Oh, that hurt me. Labo is just... No one cares about Labo. I mean, let's be serious. That's not taking Nintendo's top development teams. Like, that was something Nintendo thought it could take advantage, use the Joy-Cons, and make some money on. It's a cool little niche thing, you know. I have no problem with Labo. Ring Fit, that's another thing. You know, Wii Fit was very popular for Nintendo. I had no problem with that. I have no problem with Ring Fit, but I will say though, yeah, I mean, if 2018 didn't have a bunch of Wii U ports, or if it had the same amount of Wii U ports, but it just had a shit ton of, like, let's say 2-3 more, like, new games on top of that, yeah, I probably wouldn't have said I wouldn't have said nearly as much. But really, this bothers me most is just the defense of it. Like, no one has a legit defense for why they're full price. They always just say, well, the Wii U is dead. These games are trapped on the prison box. That is the Wii U. Oh, there it is. And that's not a defense for why they're full price. When Sony and Activision aren't charging full price, that tells you something right there, because those are some of the greediest companies out there. I always thought, maybe I've always been wrong about Sony just because I hated their console. PS3 was absolute trash. You know, maybe that's why I just always associated Sony with greed. Maybe they haven't been. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about the Switch's potential life cycle being, like, really long. I gotta keep track of where I've been too. I think the thought of the current Switch lasting 7 years is absolutely ludicrous. Without something else to subsidize the gamers like me who don't play portable. I don't really care about portable play. You know, like, that's not a selling point. That's not going to matter to me when, you know, especially for a game like Hellblade, which I talked about. In portable mode, that game, in my opinion, is unplayable. In docked, it looks okay. In portable, it's so fucking blurry that I can't even take playing it for long, especially when it drops to its lowest. So, you know, portable mode just isn't a selling point for me at this point. So if you're going to go beyond 5 years, to me, 5 years is the absolute maximum you can get out of this current Switch in its current build, current form, current power, whatever you want to call it. If you don't have some kind of revision that greatly improves upon the visual fidelity and just the, I mean, overall style and build of it. Like, if maybe they just put out a revision that's just really slick looking and, you know, improves the Joy-Con clicking in and out and oh yeah. Yeah, but this is my original play file. If I hit X, it's going to take an hour. Oh, it just pops right up. I thought they must have changed that. Before it used to, you have to like wait for it. That's a good point, Clocked It. Thanks for the tip. Now, why did I put a leaf there? Oh, did I get that one? Oh, how do I get it to the end? How did I do that? I just want it to be at the end. Damn it. What did I do? Damn. It was already at the end. How do I just jump to the end? Fuck. Well, there goes that. I don't know what I hit. This isn't... Look at my... This is my first 20 hours. Probably not even. That's still the plateau. Yeah, I'm fucked. You did a lot of stretches on horseback there, you can tell. Damn, I kept dying there. Shit, how do I get to the end? Somebody know? There we go. No, that's still only what I did. Damn it. There. Alright. So I have a leaf here. So how do I... There we go. That's a stamp. Alright, I'm going to go there. Fuck, what was that? Oh, it's about the Switch life cycle. It's not just about being a graphics whore and liking, you know, better visuals. If in, I mean, 4 years from now, you still have this same Switch model, I'm sorry, you're not getting Doom 3. You're not getting... Look at that, it was right on what I needed. You're not getting current gen games at that point on the Switch. It's just too far of a... It's already a huge gap. Oh, this is inside. RetroDeath said there's no caves in this game. I disagree. I beg to differ, but to me the Switch, if it doesn't just become a handheld, that's the only thing that can keep it going for longer is the handheld side. As the Switch Lite becomes just the only option 4 years from now, I could see that, and then the successor comes out, or a revised version comes out, plays the same games, and somehow they make it work, where you just put in a cartridge and it works, you know. That's the only way I see the Switch. Continuing on past 5 years. Like, if it was me, I would have already had the Pro out because you're at 50 million, and it worked with PlayStation. They put out the Pro at 50 million. And it didn't slow it down whatsoever. It sold another 50 in the next 3 years, you know. 50 plus. So I don't think it would hurt. Nintendo said it might have a longer... Like, they want to have a longer life cycle. So what are you going to have? We already know we're getting Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe if they did a long life cycle, then you could expect a Mario Kart 9, but I don't think so. With a shorter life cycle, I see no point. I'd save it for the sequel to Switch 2, but like you're just not gonna get the third-party games anymore. So, you know, maybe you're fine with that. Nintendo can still put out their games, but you kind of built up this some of these third-party franchises have now been on the Switch, so you'd hope that to see them again, you know. So is this because there's no frickin' rock? Maybe that's why I didn't do it. Curious if this was the solution the whole time. Yep, Jesus Christ. There's one. You know, coming back with new perspective. Amazing how much difference it makes. So, wow, I've never gone through here. Are you kidding me? Next destination. Let's see. Yeah, but a PS4 Pro wasn't needed. That seems like it was for some money more than necessity. No, I mean, it's not like they were making more money. They were already making money out the PS4. I think it was just trying to 4K TV market started to explode, and the adoption rate. And here we are with game consoles with HDMI ports that can't do what the 4K even streaming can do. So they got to release hardware, and then they opted to go right here. They opted to add power too instead of. I mean, the Slim added the Slim and the Xbox One S added the new HDMI standard, but they just wanted people to be able to take advantage of their 4K TVs. And oh, I got a Lionel. I'll fight him. I'll fight this bitch. Instead of just sitting there waiting for the next gen to have support for 4K TVs now. Yeah, and people will double dip. Come on, buddy. Oh. I haven't fought one of these in a long time. It's going to be hard to talk and fight this bastard at the same time. Damn it. I wanted one that gave me all my health and then also did that. Alright. Come on. Damn it. Well, let's put on a better bow anyway. See you later, clocked it. Come on, what are you gonna do? This guy's got a lot of health. And my sword ain't gonna last the whole time, that's for sure. But we'll get him as much as we can. Come on. There we go. Come on. Get him. The only thing I hate about this, I wish the horse would just come running, even if it's close. Come on! Oh, you just killed my horse? Fuck you. You son of a bitch. Had that horse for a long time. Poor horse. You guys just seen the death of one of my first horses. I named her Zelda. Can't carry anymore. Let's see. That's a frost blade. Got some pretty good items here. I'll take this. Yeah, it's, sorry I got away from the topics. Because, you know, I'd fight a Lionel. Oh, I took out the Korok mask too, like an idiot. No, I got a flame sword. Alright. I gotta go revive my damn horse. But anyway, I mean, even like this gonna, like I said earlier, I played this on the emulator. But even going back to this game, I'm you know, I always thought it looked great, obviously. Never had a problem with how it looked. But it's not like it looks that much better than like the Wii U version. And the fact that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to look better. We've had a debate about how much better. I think it's going to be minimal. Minimal improvement over this this one. But like, to realistically think you're going to get 7 years, 8 years. I think Terrell said another 5 years, which would be 8 years. It's not like the Switch was like, they weren't close to tapping its potential early on in its life. Like the Odyssey and this game and ARMS, now Luigi's Mansion's like pushing the Switch, and I think I'd be shocked. I'm shocked that Digital Foundry didn't dive deep into it, because I feel like they kind of, I feel like they overclocked the Switch to get Luigi's Mansion to look as good as it did. Oh, damn. There's that fairy fountain. I gotta revive my horse. There it is. So what's the quickest? So yeah, I'm trying. It's hard to play this game and try to have a coherent discussion and talk, but you know, it's not like the PS4 and Xbox One. What's up, Spin? It's not like the Switch isn't in that same situation where it's like, hey, we're still in the last gen mindset. We're not taking. We don't even have game engines really to take advantage of all the power of the new systems. You know, so as the years went on, you really start to see a difference between launch title PS4 games and, you know, 6 years later, look at God of War's, Spider-Man's, The Last of Us Part 2. It's a huge jump. Whereas Switch, it wasn't a huge power gap over the Wii U, so it was just basically, we're getting basically Wii U level visuals. Do I have a seed? No. So it's not like there's like these game engines that are gonna push the Switch significantly past Wii U. So, you know, yeah, Luigi's Mansion looks probably the first game like truly built from the ground up for Switch and takes full advantage of it, and it's one of the best looking games, if not the best. But it's not a big open world game, so you know, it's a little bit easier for them to push it. But I don't think there's much left in the tank. And you're talking about 3, 4, 5 more years. I think they're going to be really wishing they had more RAM, or they had a better GPU. I mean, even Nintendo. Because there's another Korok seed somewhere. It's not like it's gonna get stagnant. How the hell how did I find this damn thing in the beginning? I can't even find it now that I've been there. That's the Lake of the Horse God, but where's the actual? I feel like it was at the end of this road. Yeah. So it's a different situation. You know, they already knew HD development, and you know, there isn't a whole lot of you got more RAM. You know, you got a little bit of boost GPU, but in portable mode, it's basically a Wii U. So we're gonna be in from 2012 when the Wii U came out to what are they thinking? You know, even if it's 6 years, you know, 2023, 11 years of basically the same in the same you know, ballpark of visuals. That to me, I know it's not all about game graphics and stuff, but it's just gonna be like people are gonna be ready for something new, and I don't think. Oh, I lost Pinky too. I don't care about Pinky. Yeah, Kirby Star Allies was only 30 frames per second. That was another early game. I feel like that was a Wii U game that they just said we got to get a game out. You know, another Wii U game engine probably. There's no reason that shouldn't have been 60 frames per second. There's no reason Yoshi's Crafted World is 540p. You know, to get 60. Like, if those games are if Yoshi's Crafted World in 2019 is running at 540p, Nintendo first party, 5 years from now, you think that's gonna be, people are gonna be, oh yeah, that's fine. No, yeah, Luigi's Mansion runs at 1080p 30, but like I said, that's more closed experience. I gotta definitely explore. You just gotta. It's just I mean, yeah, you could say, well, that's just an old mentality, you know, like you're just used to having a new system at a certain amount of time, but especially when you look at the competition, as those games start coming out and really taking advantage of PS5 and Xbox Series X, I don't have time for you, dude. Horse, did you really just... God damn it. Get killed. Didn't my cart go off when I was... It's probably up there. Of course, it's raining. Of course, I lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, when the next generation systems and the games start taking full advantage. And you're going to go back to these games and they're going to look like... I hate to say it, they're going to age. I mean, even this game has a timeless art style, but I can already tell you, because I've already seen it. Damn it.
Is now ready.
I bumped this up to 1440p, and it can stand its own against a PS4 game. So then you're going to bring new life into the games that you know, you already have released. Another one of these. Alright, so I gotta find a rock. Dragon Quest XI versus Pokemon, both were handheld. What do you mean? You lost me on that one. I mean, Dragon Quest XI actually looks pretty good. Not great. No way a Zelda game's gonna run at 60. The only Zelda game for sure that's run at 60 was A Link Between Worlds. You know, I mean, it was a full 3D environment, but, you know, it played like the old 2D game. Get it. How come Dragon Quest XI looks better than Pokemon Sword and Shield, and they're both handheld titles? Dragon Quest XI is not a handheld title. That was a full console game. That was a PS4 game. Dragon Quest, the series, has always been a home console game too. But Pokemon definitely should have looked better. No question about it. Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon, last seen. Series was last seen on the 3DS. Go to that from the 3DS version to Switch. Look at how much better it looked. What's another game that Fire Emblem had most of its success on the 3DS. Look how much better the Switch version looks than the 3DS version. Man, this haze, I'm telling you, man. Where's the clear blue sky days? Like, I really feel like Nintendo's even added more haze than the last time I was seriously playing this version. You think it's the ugliest Switch game? I mean, it's got definitely a different kind of art style, but you're dead. You're dead. Still, I feel like it looked to be a bigger jump over the 3DS than Pokemon, but there's areas where Pokemon looks good too. How do you like Fire Emblem for its how do you like the gameplay, Muhammad? I mean, I enjoyed Awakening, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I love this combat system, I love this style game. You know, it just wasn't for me. But do you guys think, does anybody here think the Switch, without any major revision, without a Pro, can go a 7-year life cycle, an 8-year life cycle? I think 5. You know, he's like, oh, is it raining again? Why did I slip? You're like, oh, 5's too short. What the fuck? Oh, now it's raining. Get up there. There we go. You know, PS4, Xbox One, I mean, the PS4 could go another year easily, so that's 7 years. But it was PS4 was a huge jump, like in raw power versus the PS3, and it's a x86, so it's way friendlier to port, and it just has everything going for it, and it's just now getting games that are taking advantage. Like I said, that's, I guess, one you could say pro of the Switch. Is that they were already able to take, you know, within the first couple years, they've already been taking advantage of the Switch, you know, because it's not that you just want something new. Did I do that one? Yeah. It's not just about wanting something new. Oops. It's just about, like I said, we're basically going to be at this almost the same level of visuals since we'll say 2013, because that's when Nintendo started really. That's when 3D World came out, and then 2014. So you're looking at more than just the Switch's life with seeing Nintendo games at a similar level of visuals. That's where it's kind of different from the other platforms. Nintendo did, like I said in the Juice Loose podcast we were talking about, I was talking about Nintendo's going to be not stuck, but they're kind of locked into this whole hybrid thing. Why did I put that there? They're kind of locked into the hybrid thing because you can't, how do you go back now? How do you go back to separate devices? How do you go back? You can't go back to separate libraries. Like, you're locked in. And if you're locked in, then that means if you do another Switch, it has to be a significant power jump. It can't be another 2 times power jump that the Wii was over the GameCube, or the Switch was over the Wii U. But then I also said, there's not a chipset out right now that's just going to give the Switch that massive jump. I mean, Digital Foundry's talked about it all the time. Like, there's really not anything out there, just raw hardware-wise, a chipset that's just going to give Nintendo a generational leap. Why do I have no Korok seeds right here? A generational leap and keep that same tiny form factor. So they're kind of stuck right now. That's why, and Terrell, I know he's watching. He said he got off on the track that maybe Nintendo would do a box plugs in your TV that just plays Switch games at higher performance. But, well, I mean, that makes sense, you know. I was looking at it from Nintendo's perspective, but it makes sense because you got the light covers your handheld market. The standard Switch covers the handheld market, and a lot of games, even the ones that even though Hellblade I feel is like unplayable in portable mode, you know, hides a lot of the flaws. But I don't think like The Witcher 3 doesn't look amazing in Laker Link's playing Zelda now. The Witcher 3 doesn't look amazing in handheld mode, but that Metro Exit or Redux just came out. Apparently looks really good in the in portable mode. So yeah, you have the portable mode part of it. You know, you don't need. I think could last longer. You know, like, but it would be nice to have a 1080p screen, have more power, and then get a really clean looking visuals. Because, you know, your phone, more than likely you have a phone right now is 1440p resolution. It's got to be Korok Seed in here. Yeah, watching me made you play it, yeah. I didn't think I'd have so much time in the emulated version, but I just can't stop playing it now that I added the gyro. I got the gyro set up. It's money, man. It feels just... The DualShock 4 gyro works flawlessly. I mean, it works just like this. I mean, there's no difference. I don't know. Whoever did the emulator, whoever did that stuff, I gotta give them props because, yeah, it doesn't play absolutely perfect. And Bayonetta 2 actually keeps crashing on me, which is a bummer. I can't actually play it, but you know, whoever did the emulator, they did. Props to them, man. I'm almost thinking of donating to the Patreon just because there's a lot of work put into that, and it's really damn impressive how it all works. Terrell, I'm actually curious if you'd be willing just to see how it runs with your 2060. NVIDIA cards use a completely different. They have a completely different setup, but apparently it runs pretty well. Right now I'm just playing. I'm playing on Switch. You think it looks great in handheld? I mean, I guess it depends on personal taste, but I was just saying how I didn't hear anybody say it looks amazing in portable mode, whereas like that Metro Redux, you know, was in what was the other one? It's like, oh, this looks great. I think Doom looks pretty good in portable mode actually, but Hellblade looks like absolute trash in portable mode. Right, I can't even play it in portable mode. But yeah, like either way, it just proves the point I was saying. You know, that you know the Switch handheld that could last longer. You know, because drop the resolution down on that small screen. You know, it's not as noticeable. So from that perspective, making a console or a TV only version, it makes sense. I don't know how much it's going to sell. I don't know how much they're going to recoup on R&D or whatever it takes to do it. You know, what chipset would it have? You know, could it keep a Tegra and just? I mean, the Tegra maxes out. The Tegra maxes out even if you overclock your Switch. You know, it doesn't have. Yeah, T, that's what I'm saying. There's no way the Switch as is, without a revision, without something to supplement, subsidize, whatever the term may be, there's no way it can just keep going. And people are just, they're gonna be like, all right, can we get something? Can we get better visuals at this point after this much time? Can we get I don't know if it'd probably have to use cartridges if they did a successor, but you know, can we get a system with more than 32 gigs of RAM or memory, not RAM, more, so I don't have to buy a SD card, or so I can play some of these third-party games like The Witcher. If I want to go digital, I don't have to go out and buy another SD card. They got to do something. They have to. If they think they're just going to run with the Switch with no changes, no improvements, no revisions, you're going to have another Wii situation where at the end of the life, the last year or 2 years is going to be dry as hell. Yeah, can we get better games consistency first? Yeah, that would be nice. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about, the output. I mean, I mentioned it for a little bit, but I got distracted about the first 3 years of the Wii U and the first 3 years of the Switch. If you look at exclusive games that aren't available, on any other system at the time, it's pretty equal. And people talk about the droughts of the fucking Wii U, but so you're getting, like we said 100 times, other people said it. I hate this motherfucker. Oh, he avoided that, you son of a bitch. It's hard to fucking play this game and not get off topic or distracted. Come on. I should have killed like 20 of them. Come on back. Nope. If you had more internal memory. Dude, you know how fucking cheap memory is right now? Like, and we're talking to the consumer. What do you think it costs a Nintendo to put in more memory? You can buy like a 250 gig solid state drive for PC for like $30 something right now. Like, it's ridiculous. There's no excuse. That's consumer price. Wrong side. There's no excuse for them not to be able to add more memory. I'll go back to 2012 again. We had a system with 32 gigs of memory. So you're talking about 10 years later, you're going to have a system still with 32 gigs of internal memory? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is ridiculous. They have to do something. Otherwise, like I said, it's just going to be the stagnant ass Wii last 2 years. Yeah, you got Skyward Sword, but it was a desert. Games, I mean, people were finally like, alright, the HD era. What is with these motherfuckers? The HD era was in full effect, and people were like, alright, I can't play this 480p trash anymore. Like, it just got to a point where people were done, and Nintendo didn't know what to do. They had to rush out a system that still felt late and rushed with the Wii U. But getting to what I was trying to say, like, where are the games, like Muhammad said? The Wii U I was just talking about the Wii U's first 3 years. I didn't talk about the fucking, with the 3DS. On top of that, the 3DS team's making games, making Link Between Worlds, making Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, making a Mario Kart 7 on top of Mario Kart 8, a 3D Land. So you got one system now, and we're getting we got more Wii U ports than new games from Nintendo in like a 1.5-year span. It was just fucking. It's just unacceptable, and the fact that the Wii U and 3DS library in a 3-year span absolutely destroys the Switches. And you're like T said, people say, well, it's not, these companies are making these ports. It's not taken away from game development. Those are just other studios that are porting games and doing this, and this. Like, they couldn't be, you couldn't give them a smaller tier project to work on. Like, it's all they're good for is porting games. They couldn't be making a wave race or something. These studios can't make games. They can only port games. Is that it? Like, a lot of these studios could make games for 3DS. So give them a decent budget. See what they can do. Have them. Maybe we're gonna get a 2D Metro game. I don't know. Because on 3DS you got Samus Returns, which is a full remake, and then you had Federation Force, which people didn't love, but whatever. You had what, 3 Fire Emblem games. You had Pokemon, obviously. We got those on the Switch. What are these studios doing? Like, what are these companies doing? Yeah, the PS5. If the PS5 can be 450, a Switch Pro that's basically PS4 level power isn't even going to be anywhere near 450. So it's like they should be able to have a powerful version of the Switch, sits under your TV, don't have a screen, don't have a battery, should easily be able to hit the 300 price point. Yeah, what's Retro been working on? Like, that's where I keep getting distracted, but these stupid bats. Fuck you. Are they still? Jesus Christ, are you fucking kidding me? God damn. Bats are on me like my cat when he wants to eat. Just non-stop. I keep getting distracted, but I'm just naming 3D. Just name the 3D. Yeah, Codename Steam didn't do well, but they had that with what, 3 Fire Emblem games. You had 2 Metroid games. You had a 3D Mario game, a 2D Mario game, and then the 3DS started getting Wii U ports. So a lot of these games have already been ported. A lot of these Wii U games, like Mario Maker and Woolly World, Hyrule Warriors, they already had 3DS versions. And then you bring them. Now you're bringing them again. So some of these games, it's Captain Toad, they're getting their 3rd release. Tell me I didn't have a Korok seed here. Alright, I'm gonna add one here. Alright. But doesn't making everything shrink to a portable form add to... I'm talking about a non-portable Switch. That's what I've been talking about. If you're talking about just making a better Switch, look at the Switch Lite is $200. Yeah, it doesn't have the dock and stuff, but the dock, I've torn my dock apart. That dock's probably $10 manufacturing cost, $20 maybe. If Nintendo, they already put a revised Tegra in, that I'm guessing was the main reason was to stop hackers, but the other benefit I'm guessing was it's cheaper because it went to a current die process that the original Tegra was a process that was being what's the word? Process was being eliminated. Basically, that size die process was obsolete. That's the word I was looking for. So they had to anyway, just for that reason. There we go. But I don't know, man. I feel like I keep getting distracted. Where are the games? That's a good fucking question. Yeah, Robin Mofo. People thought there was shit inside the dock. There's a little circuit board that converts the USB Type-C and sends it to the HDMI and the USB ports. Like, that's all there is to it, man. It is a joke when you open that thing up and see how little there actually is. I found some good Korok seeds. I found a good amount. Subliminal Lime, what's up? Just here, talking about where the hell are all the games? Where the hell are all these? What are all these game studios doing? Are they holding out? for the end of this year? I mean, we're gonna get 7 major games in the second half of the year. like, where are the games? And it's not even about maybe a direct will answer all these questions and make all these videos pointless. But like I said, Nintendo set the standard with directs. If they're gonna get away from doing them and letting us know the year in advance type of stuff, then they should say something. Hey, you know, we're getting away from directs. We'll have them game specific. We'll have them for E3. You know, that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. But I don't think they're going to do that, even though a while ago I predicted the end of the directs. I think it was 2018. I'm sure I've been on top of that hill. Ooh, that looks like a spot I need to go. So let's see where that is. Right there. Alright. And let's call the old motorcycle. I forget how to drive it. Oh, you gotta hold A. Thing's slow as fucking molasses. What the hell? Thing's slow as a motherfucker. I don't even know. It's slow as something. Yeah, so anybody fine with the game output? Like, you're okay with what we've gotten? Alright, so. The Animal Crossing Direct didn't convince you, Muhammad? As far as I know, The Wonderful One is the only game I'm playing on the Switch this year. Convinced. I will say, Animal Crossing, other than the fact it's missing, according to the fans, it's missing, does the bike disappear when you get off it? The seasonal stuff, apparently. What the hell is that? Is that another Korok? Is that just, yeah. It looks to me like at least Animal Crossing's like, here, fans, we know what you want. This is definitely a full game. This is a console game. To me, at least, it looks like, to me, like it's a full, like, we're on the Switch now. We're on a home console. You're getting a real Animal Crossing experience. Is there 2 in the same spot? Are you kidding me? So I will say I'm not interested in Animal Crossing, but it looks like, you know, they ain't cut corners. It doesn't look like a 3DS game. And I mean, I wanna like find out what all the fuss is about. I watched part of the direct and I'm like, all right, this is a good looking game. You know, it's cool. Maybe I get into it. If I'm sitting down on a home console, Pro Controller in my hand, maybe it's a game I could get into. But then I think, well, Doom Eternal comes out the same days. Ori and the Will of the Wisp comes out 9 days before. I'm sorry. It's just the wrong time. If I was going to try Animal Crossing, take it serious and try it. But that's the other thing. It's a huge selling game, but it's also a pretty niche title. It's also a pretty niche genre, I would say. And don't get upset, people. But if you've seen the Switch Lite that's coming out the same day, what color is it? It's fucking pink. Pinkish. What does that tell you? That tells me Nintendo knows their audience for Animal Crossing. They know that it's a very appealing franchise to female gamers, you know. It's very appealing to casual gamers. I had a girlfriend. She didn't care less about games, and she played Animal Crossing every fucking night. You know, like, it's just that mass appeal type of game. But at the same time, it's very niche genre when it comes to gaming in general. Is that 3 trees? Yeah. Another 3-tree puzzle, probably. So it's not for everyone, even though it's going to sell 10 million easily, probably. Alright, so what's this puzzle here? We got, do I just got to shoot off that one piece of fruit? No. Yep. Let's go do... What's my weakest one? I guess this one. Is there another one? Oh, yeah. It's funny, I played 300 hours in this game, and it wasn't until a couple days ago that I figured out these puzzles existed, where you had trees and cactuses where you had to match what the fruit looks like on there. My arrow should be stuck in one, but it rolled down the hill. Dylan Rolling Series will have a game on Switch. Joyce joined stream. Hannah, welcome. Donnie. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Dylan series, like, other than it was on 3DS. I wasn't aware. Oh, that was the point on the map I was heading, so nice. I didn't think I was there yet. Any other 3 trees in a line? Just trying to find Korok seeds and talk about the Switch's output of games and where the hell are the games. And I was talking about Animal Crossing. So if you love Animal Crossing, great. You're getting a huge game, like, for you. You know, it looks to be a quality game where they're not cutting corners. You're gonna have the fan base asking, "Where the hell? What have you guys been working on? You know, why is there no animations and stuff like some of the Pokemon fans?" But if you're not into Animal Crossing, then what was the last game you bought? You know, for me it was Luigi's Mansion 3. And I don't even know the next game. I fought a silver Lionel earlier. A white Lionel, whatever. I'm not playing on Master Mode, so I'm not, I don't have any gold ones to fight, but yeah, it killed my horse, Hannah. Yeah, if you want to watch the replay, it killed my horse. I had to go revive my horse. I was a little upset. The horse had been with me since, like, the first, probably within, I had that white horse. It was that quest, the white horse, for probably the first 10 hours of the game, you know, and she just died. But anyway, Luigi's Mansion 3. Last Switch game I bought, last Nintendo game I bought. I honestly don't know the next... I know I'm getting Silk Song. And more than likely I'm getting the Switch version. What's the jump button? Can't you jump the bike? There we go. Damn, I'm finding them everywhere now. I'm gonna fast travel in a little bit just to see what I'm up to for my seeds. Derp. Yeah, the paramedic game. Fuck. Probably hit it too hard. Don't go flying. No. No. That sucks. So getting back, god damn it. Gonna have to fast travel because that rock ain't coming back anytime soon. I literally, like I said, Silk Song, I know I'm buying. Pretty sure I'm buying the Switch version. I might get it on PC, I don't know. I don't think there'd be any reason not to get the Switch version other than it's a digital game, and I'm kind of trying to stay away from buying digital on Nintendo these days. But I know I'm buying the game, so. But other than that, I mean, we know Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition's coming, and I mean, I might get that if it has, like, major quality of life improvements. I don't love the fact that it's another, I mean, it's a remaster. It's going to be another $60 game. That's, you know, 10 years old. But honestly, I mean, somebody was like, "Oh, you just got to know, you just wanted to buy something, you know, because you got to buy games even if you don't play them." Like, I play my games. Like, but what's wrong with knowing, like trying to plan out your year, your purchases, knowing what games you're gonna buy. I paid $300 for a Switch. I want to use it. Yeah, I have Smash Brothers to play when can get people to play. I actually want to play tonight. How long's the stream been going on? Hour and 20. All right, I'll end it in a little bit. I gotta mark that. Where was that Korok? God, it was right around here, wasn't it? So I want to say it was right here. All right, I'm gonna fast travel just to see how many I have. A foldable screen? I don't know, man. You could get a switch that works like the old clamshell. That'd be something. But again, like, I have the Switch. I want to play games on it. I don't buy systems just to buy a game in the first couple years and play that over and over and over. Like, I'm playing Breath of the Wild because I don't have any new games to play. That for me right now on Switch. So I'm playing Breath of the Wild because hey, it's just, obviously it's my favorite game on the Switch. It's a great game to keep playing. Alright, where's this dam? I'm gonna look up here. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to know, like, what's coming out for your system. Like, I just pre-ordered 2 PS4 games. Doom Eternal has a $10, Best Buy has a $10 gift card for buying the game. And then Resident Evil 3. I'm not 100%, I mean, I can cancel it if something gets shown that I'm just like, alright, yeah, I don't want that game. But I'm waiting on The Last of Us to pre-order to see if it qualifies for the $100 credit as well. Was this Expand Your Horizons? Yeah, I did. I'm buying Doom and Resident Evil 3. I'm buying Last of Us. You know, I'm expanding my horizons outside of Nintendo. But I would probably, like I said, I think that Direct kind of had me thinking about getting Animal Crossing, but and I know that's an ongoing game. It's not really, I mean, I don't know if you have to play it every day or not. What the fuck? Fuck you. Get your ass in there. Unless this one's already solved. Nope. You know, it's just bad timing, but it's like, I don't understand the argument. Well, you just want games to buy. You know, you just need them to buy because you want to buy something. Yeah, I have a system where I haven't bought a game since October 31st. And I want to know what I'm getting, especially for the year. Yeah, there's plenty of 360 games. I'll buy a Metro Redux. What else? Where did I think that hill was? Right there. Maybe I'll buy Saints Row the Third. Never played that. So Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Halo Infinite, Ori 2, Psychonauts, Tales of Arise, Dying Light 2, Bleeding Edge, Silksong. 2020 games looking pretty good for me, just not on Switch. I mean, Silksong, I don't think there's any reason not to get on Switch other than what I said, unless you're worried about your digital purchase being stuck on that system. That's where I'm kind of thinking that I'd like to, you know, carry that over into but I don't think it's coming out on the other consoles. I think it's just PC and Switch. But I mean, I didn't even get into that. Like, I'm not one of those that is like, look at what the Switch ain't getting, unless I'm being a troll. I've said that before, being a troll. But yeah, it's gonna get Doom Eternal at some point. Be curious to see how that port turns out. But Cyberpunk 2077, I know a lot of people excited for that game. Resident Evil 3, hopefully it's up to the quality of Resident Evil 2 Remake. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, you know, that's a Microsoft. I got it on Windows 10. I'll be able to play it on my PC and my Xbox One S and then my Xbox Series X. Yeah, I don't care about achievements, but yeah, I could see that. Plus, you're if you buy it for the Xbox One, you'll be able to play it on the Series X. Let's say they had DLC or they had new content, you'll be able to keep playing it on the next system. Dying Light 2, don't care about. I think that even got delayed. But Cyberpunk, huge game. Resident Evil 3, be a pretty big game. I feel like you missed something. Well, Final Fantasy 7 is kind of exclusive for a year. That's going to be a big game. You got Watch Dogs Legion, looks like actually a pretty cool idea if they pull it off. You got the Avengers game, which looks like absolute trash to me, but it's the people that made the Tomb Raider trilogy, so I gotta feel like there's a chance it's gonna be good. If you're a Nintendo only or Switch only person, I really do feel bad for you. Like I've been a multi-console owner, like legit multi-console owner since last gen. Like before that, I never had the PS2, but I had the Xbox, I had the Dreamcast, I had GameCube. Then I had the 360, PS3, Wii. I had them all. Well, let's switch gear real quick. I'm gonna wrap this up in a little. As soon as I'm done fighting these guys. Where's my rubber suit? I don't have any. No, this isn't metallic. Boom. What the hell just happened there? Why are you backing up? Why are you backing up, bro? Come on, hit me with some lightning. Yeah, don't affect me. Where'd this guy go? Let's put on this. Let's see, I only own a Switch, and I still have great games I haven't played. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying there aren't games to play, period, but missing out on a lot of games. There's just no denying that. And that's kind of always been the case with Nintendo. But when you look at the output from Nintendo, especially if you own a Wii U, you're kind of screwed on both fronts. Tell me another fucking game you can do that on. Forza 8 is launching with the Series X. I could care less about the standard Forza. If it's Forza Horizon 4 or 5, I'm probably buying the Series X day one for sure. Love that. I've become a Switch only gamer and I feel fine. I mean, I said that stuff too before I started buying the other consoles. And once I did, I felt like Watch Dogs 3 got delayed. It'd probably be just a next gen title then. Once I started buying the other consoles, because I remember having the Wii and seeing BioShock and then seeing Dead Space, Assassin's Creed, even though the first one turned out to be trash. The second one was pretty good. I started getting envious seeing Gears of War, seeing Uncharted 2. I started getting envious, and I'm just being honest with you. I was the most diehard Nintendo fan, getting in arguments with guys at work over Nintendo. I felt ashamed the day I ordered my 360, and the day it showed up, I was so torn. But once I started playing the games, which is what really matters, I realized how foolish I was. And maybe Laker Link or whoever, Bad Latency, maybe you guys have had all their systems before and just didn't do anything for you, and you come back. Like the Wii U saved gaming for me after the whole Call of Duty phase and all the casuals that were getting into gaming. I was just like, what? I can't talk to anybody anymore. Yeah, you're not mad, but tell me, how do you feel about Nintendo being the only one charging $60 for remasters? Like, is that, you're not buying them, but do you think that that's right? Like, you saying you're not mad about the Wii U games? I mean, you don't have to be mad, but at the same time, where's the justification? You say there's games you haven't played. I'm curious which ones those are, but what about all the games we used to get with the two systems that we're not getting? Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could go back play Fire Emblem Warriors and you know, Kirby Star Allies. Where the hell's my Zora gear? And go back and play those games. Oh, there it is. But I shouldn't have to settle for these lesser games I'm not interested in because there's nothing really coming, and that especially that I know about. Honestly, the next Switch game I buy could end up being Breath of the Wild 2, depending on when it comes out. Yeah, Bethesda charged $60 for Skyrim. You know, they're right there with Nintendo for me. That's some straight bullshit. Doom was like a year and a half later. It was $30-$40 on other things. That was kind of more understandable, but no, you're talking about what's Metro Redux? I think it's $40 for 2 games. I don't know why I'm collecting stuff at this point. All right, I'm gonna fast travel. Where do I want to go? I got that. And I was right about the location. So let's go to one of my favorite regions. I'm just curious how many shrines I have now. Or how many shrines? How many Korok seeds? Actually, let's go to the forest. Bethesda charge 60. Yeah, they always charge 60, but you know, like, I'm just trying to think of the PS4, Xbox One got a lot of third-party games. I don't know which ones were 60, which ones were 50, which ones were cheaper. You know, it was just this whole generation, the Switch and the Xbox One and PS4 has just been filled with fucking getting old games, and I'm just sick of it. And I just expected more from Nintendo, especially when you have a system that's this appealing to this many different people. Fuck, I forgot to look at how many seeds I had total. God damn it. Did somebody look? Can somebody tell me? I know how many I have right now. I got like 40 something, but I want to know 48. 55, Christ. Anybody look to see how many I had gotten total? Bayo plus Vanquish, $40. I said that in the beginning. But I mean, you guys said you're fine being Nintendo only, Switch only. Do you feel even a little bit envious though, like when you see, like, or hear me praise Resident Evil 2? I mean, I fucking love that game. I could turn it on right now and play it for an hour probably. When you see people talk, like maybe you're a Devil May Cry fan, and you see Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, you get Devil May Cry 3, but chances are you've already played it. Don't you feel a little bit like, man, I wish some of these games would come? You know, like, I don't feel it anymore because I have the option to play them. But 359, so I got 41 more to go to hit kind of my goal for this save file. I might probably, if I hit 400 Korok seeds, I'll probably never play this save file ever again. But just curious, don't you ever feel like, man, it'd be nice to have that game. It'd be nice to have. Oh, there's a Korok seed right here. Interesting. Uh-oh. What do I have on still? That's electric. The Master Sword. Never owned another console but Nintendo aside from Sega CD. So you're really, like, I can tell you honestly, like I said, I lived that life of defending Nintendo and acting like, you know, I didn't care. Once you play, like, once you start playing, like, Dead Space to me was like one of the best games that generation. I mean, I'll put it up there with Galaxy and, you know, Nintendo's best. And you got a version on the Wii. You got like a on-rails shooter version, or light gun version, I should say. Fuck. Some of these are just... It's too hard to find, these damn things. Sorry. Excuse me. But really, like, there's so many fucking great games that you miss out on. And once you experience them and realize Nintendo isn't the only one that can make great games, it was like, man, really opened my eyes. I feel like there's something going on here. I don't see this windmill being the puzzle. Where's this bastard at? Of course it's fucking raining. Have I been up here? Yeah, I haven't. Crazy. Dude, let's look right now. Have I hit the 300 mark? 300 hour mark. 295. I've been at 295 I played like 3-4 hours. I'm right at 300 plus 10 hours on PC. And I'd never been up on top of this. It's crazy. I played other games, and Family's Gathering and such, but I've never played a game that would make me buy another console. See, that's the other thing. I played somebody's PlayStation 4 at their house, you know. Oh, he handed me the controller. It wasn't until I got one in my house that I could actually appreciate all the little things that I liked about it. You know, having it set up the way I want, having the games I want, my screenshots. Like Xbox One, like once you organize your groups and it becomes your own, it's a whole different beast. Like playing something at somebody's house and compared to just sitting down, like you could play Resident Evil 2 like for 10 minutes at someone's house, but oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But when you're sitting in the dark, got the surround sound on or wherever, you know, headphones on, whatever your setup is, and you're not talking to nobody, you're not worrying about having a conversation, like it'd be like somebody playing the Switch, playing Breath of the Wild on somebody else's Switch, you know, for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and oh yeah, that's cool, yeah, I don't need to buy a Switch for it, but it's a cool game, you know, like you gotta own it, you gotta have it, you gotta experience it fully to truly, you know, to truly be able to judge and any type of thing like that. So it's just like my 4K TV with, I talk about how amazing the HDR is. But if someone came over to my house and like in the afternoon and I showed them a demo, like they're not going to see its full potential unless you're at night. How you equip horse armor? Really? You just go to the lady at the stables and you buy it. And then she equips it. There's a lady at probably most of the stables, if not all of them. Guess I'll get back in. I know one for sure. But yeah, it's just like settling in with the device, with the game system. Like I said, with the TV, like you got to set in, be at the at night, lights off, have a good source for HDR. Like the Lego Movie looks absolutely phenomenal in 4K HDR. Yeah, you gotta go to the stables. But I have the armor for, so my horse teleports. You have to do that's part of the DLC. So for sure, first place I did it was this one, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I played Warface. I'm good at it. It's not the most exciting game. I can't you know, powered by CryEngine. I can't say it looks better than Black Ops on the Xbox 360, but it plays all right. You could tell that, you know, it's not a huge budget behind it. You know, it's not that Call of Duty feel. I don't even know if it's 60 frames per second, to be honest with you. Oh, that's the horse. Fuck, I teleported to the wrong spot. This is where I wanted to go. I guess I could have rode there. Yeah, it just feels like, it doesn't feel like, what's the Titanfall? Apex. Like, that just felt perfect. Like, that felt like a fucking, how a first-person shooter should feel. Warface just feels, But I was a beast at it. My KD was over 2. My buddies on Xbox don't want anything to do with the Switch. I mean, if they had one in their house and they started playing a game and, you know, they didn't have to worry about people judging them, trust me, they'd come around. This is who you want to talk to. Hannah. But you gotta have your horse. It's a free-to-play COD clone on Switch. Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing if you like first-person shooter competitive multiplayer stuff. So here's where you come up with your horse. You gotta have a connection with your horse. Let's see what I have for gear. First, he has to deem you worthy of your horse. Has to have affection for you. You can't just get a horse immediately. So you change. So you got, these are the ones I have. I actually like the monster one. This is the one that this horse has in all the cutscenes. And then you can change the mane, which you can't really see because of the armor. Yeah, a lot of people, I wouldn't say it's Sony fans playing Dreams though, but a lot of people are gonna put, you know, Nintendo franchises, they're gonna make it in Dreams, but I wouldn't necessarily say somebody playing Dreams is a diehard Sony fan. Man, I just can't get over I haven't seen one like really clear day since I've been playing this game for an hour and 40 minutes. But yeah, hopefully I answered your question there, Hannah. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up because fucking A, it wasn't supposed to be this long. I remember the Wind Waker box art that some did for PS4 and every Sony fan wanted it. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's Nintendo fans who would get excited if somebody mocked up a fucking God of War box art for Switch or The Last of Us or Uncharted. I mean, it goes both ways. What was I gonna show? The tourist demo is pretty cool. I'm running on Wi-Fi, but anybody that hasn't seen Warface yet, people judging them, are they grown men? Yeah, you know, I think of Xbox guys, I think of Insecure. I don't play that cartoony shit type guys. That's what I think of.
Achieved with CryEngine.
Achieved with CryEngine. I mean, achieve these last generation visuals with CryEngine. Let's see. It's not a bad little free to play game though, I will say. If it connects. If some mocked up Gravity Rush box art for Switch, yeah, I'm just saying, it goes both ways. I know a lot of guys that loved the first God of War, you know, the first 3 really. I don't know, they may not like the new one, but if you saw God of War, or fucking like I said, Uncharted Nathan Drake's collection come to Switch, I guarantee you people would be excited. Sonic Boom Rise of Light. Was that CryEngine? Yeah, this happened before where it didn't connect. So there goes that. But anyway, let's look at how many screenshots do I have? 700 for Breath of the Wild, 61 for Hellblade, 72 for Smash, 245 for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, 48 Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Odyssey 131. What's other? Just out of curiosity, Crafted World took 1. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let's see what kind of photos I took. Some of these I probably never meant to show anyone. So here's my first photo. I was impressed by the bloom, the dynamic bloom lighting. Yep. Yeah, Pyra. Yep. Remember that? Remember that? This is the area of the game that looks like, feels like it's a true next-gen Xenoblade game. I felt like this could be PS4 visuals, you know, like in motion especially. This little area, I could show you exactly where it was if I was playing the game. But then this area here, right outside of it, just, I mean, takes a big drop. All right, let's go. Morag, loved her. Some of these can be a little, probably going to be questioning why I took them. This one was just for what she was saying. I was going to send that. A lot of these I took too just to send to fucking Terrell or Robert. They like the idle animations. I spent a lot of time just taking photos in this area. I was like, oh, I get to play as Morag. Awesome. This game had moments where it looked really good, and then there's other moments where it just, I don't know, it didn't really look so great. But yeah, I took a lot of photos of this one. I love Morag though, such a great design. She's badass. The best pick of her though is somewhere in here. Anybody ever see the final form of Poppy? There you go. Spoilers. Game's 3 years old. 2.5. Alright, I know I took more with her. There we go. Love that photo. But anyway, let's check out the Breath of the Wild. Now, let's see. I was going to look at something else, but 700 fucking screenshots and videos to send them. Yeah, I did. A lot of the times I like to get things going with the group. So here's my first Breath of the Wild screenshot. Second one. Yeah, that moment. That amazing moment. Just so many memories. My first horse. Trying to get my first horse. Approaching Kakariko. I could just look at these photos and remember, oh, I had that gear. Back when I used the amiibo. First Thunderstorm. It's like, man, what other game do I have this many screenshots where it's like, it's literally it's like a vacation. It's like your memories. You look at these photos to remember your vacation better. Probably the first Guardian I killed, I want to say, more than likely. Just, I mean, what an amazing game. This one I definitely took for Terrell. So I know he thought she was adorable. What was that? Outset Island? What was that one called? Eventide? That's what it was. Oh man, just look at this. All these damn. Then I beat the game. I mean, I'll get up to Ganon here. Eventually. we'll see when I get to Ganon right here. So beat Ganon, get the end, and then went and found the rest of the shrines. Did some cool stuff, and then started the game over at Master Mode, and then I think this was the last shrine. I finally found the last shrine. Yep. That was 117, so that wasn't the last one. I swore I took the... Here we go. Yeah, there it was. This was the last shrine. Wind Guide. That was the last shrine I found right here. So everything after this is basically my second playthrough. Or no, I actually upgraded all my gear. And then second playthrough actually was started with... or I might have beat Ganon again and then started over. But either way, a lot of screenshots. A lot of awesomeness. A lot of memories. Alright, so we got a video here. What was this one? Oh yeah, I'd wrecked this guy. Even though I missed a bunch of times. I love the sound of the Master Sword. I like my dismount. I was pretty happy with that. So anyway, enough of this. Enough waffling on. Got some Hellblade screenshots. That's some blurry ass shit right there. That's some low res textures right there. Luigi's Mansion. Look how much cleaner that looks. Go from that. Go from this awesomeness to, well, this looks pretty good. Yeah, I like to take screenshots. Look at that texture. That looks awesome. Bring me more third-party games. But, you know, photo mode actually looks pretty decent. If the game just looked like it looked in photo mode, absolutely fine. That's where Nintendo needs to get. They need a Switch Pro that'll give us visuals, gameplay visuals that look as good as these photo mode visuals in a third-party game like this. Just finished what looks like you're going out. Yeah, like I'm just like going through all my screenshots now that I took. Like, I mean, if the game just looked like it did in photo mode, I mean, third parties would just, I think, we'd get the Resident Evil 2s type stuff. If they just had just closer to Xbox One power. I mean, if they would have put out a revised or pro Switch by now, you know, we start getting these games more. I don't see any negative to that, you know. Yeah, there is one counterpoint though. Yeah, you put out a pro so you can get more games, but they'll still have to make the game look like this so it can run on the standard Switch in portable mode. So this is a legit screenshot from portable mode. It doesn't look much better on the small screen. It drops to like 240p at times in portable mode. And they could just, yeah, for the people that don't want to upgrade, you're fine playing games this blurry. Fine. But wouldn't you rather have it look like that? Would you rather, instead of this, wouldn't you rather have this? Like, it's the same game, but look at the difference. It's night and day. So this is handheld mode, actual gameplay, probably 240p. This is docked photo mode, which is 720p. I mean, this is that's almost a generational leap in visuals, but obviously this doesn't look that good when you're playing the game. But anyway, took a lot of screenshots of Luigi. Beautiful game. Art style. One thing I'd love if they did a revision would be to have HDR along with these awesome visuals with this lighting. It would be just fucking take it to the next level. Next level. Get it? Next level. Here's old Astral Chain. Didn't take a lot of screenshots for this game.
But sir.
It's a good looking game. Don't get me wrong. I love the character design and stuff, but overall, it wasn't anything making me want to take screenshots all the time. It's just, you know, I feel it's a little bland looking. I know Collected loves it, but I felt it was a bit bland overall. The overall aesthetic. A lot of interiors, a lot of, you know, gray walls, like you say. Control. This whole police station was very blah. But anyway, that's gonna be it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I know this was super long. Hopefully people check it out. And the reason I kept going was a bunch of people jumped in, and I had had the most viewers I'd had all stream in the last 20-30 minutes. So I just wanted to give you guys something. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now, and I'm off all week, so I'm gonna do more videos, more live streams throughout the week, and I'm gonna go watch some Rocket League. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.